So in the first transformation, we're going to apply the y-axis reflection and move everybody up by 1. That's what we're doing before absolute value. So now I end up at this set of points here. Okay. So I'm going to graph those points and apply the absolute value to it. So at -5 and -3. Sorry. Oh, I did, right. I did it the first time and not the second time. So let's fix that. Thank you. So I should be at 5, 5, 3. And then the next one, 0, 2. And then -4, +2. So here's the graph after it's gone through the first transformation. Okay. So if I wanted to do the absolute value on this graph, all I do is reflect anything below the x-axis. So this would be my reflection now, and it's going to come up to this point here, +3. Okay, so if this is at 5, -3, it's going to go up to 5, +3. So the graph in black is the graph that we're looking at so far in our progress. So I'll just get rid of this red graph here. So now I can see I have a new key point. This is the key point I'm going to include as well now. I'm going to include 2, 0 into it. This is -4, 2. And this is also 0, 2. So those points from -4, 2, 0, 2, and 2, 0, and 5, 3. What's the last thing I need to do in this transformation? I've done everything before. I've done the absolute value. The last step is? Sure,
stretch vertically by 2.
Yeah, vertically by 2. So that means the final set of points, I'm going to multiply all the coordinates here for y by 2. So I'm going to end up at -4, 8. Sorry, that should be a 4. And 0, 4. 2, 0. And 5, 6. So those 4 points will give me the final graph. -4, +4, 0, 4, and 2, 0, and 5, 6. Okay. So that should be my final graph after I've applied those transformations. Any questions so far? Get on with it, Mr. Joyce. Okay, so last one. See how you tackle this one. There are several tricks and transformations in there, so be careful as you apply them. It is to your advantage in this kind of situation that you break it down into those 3 steps. There's less to think about, hence less careless mistakes to make. Okay, so I'll try to catch up to you. Keep going if you're working on it. You can sort of check with me as you go. So the first 2 things you need to do is horizontally it's going to be compressed to a half. So that means all the x coordinates are going to be half. So this will be -1, -2. This will be 1, -2. And this will be 3, 2. Then the last thing to do is move right by 2. So this will be -1, 2. This this will be 1, -2. This will be 3, -2. And this will be 5, 2. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is plot those points to double check the graph that's going to have absolute value applied to it. So, oops, can't see the top one. -1, 2. So at -1, 2, at 1, -2, 3, -2, and 5, 2. Okay, so there's the graph. Now again, it's important to do this step because it's not obvious from the beginning that these points become key points, because that's where the reflection is going to happen on the x-axis. So now if I apply absolute value, the graph will look like this. It will reflect up to here and here. So I'm going to remove my rough work in red, just so you can see it. So that's now the graph I'm going to be working on for the final transformations. Okay, those final transformations were a vertical stretch of 2 and up by 1. So I'll write those into my margin. I have a vertical stretch factor of 2, and I'm going to move this graph up by 1. Okay, so the points I'm working on have now become -1, 2, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 0, and what's that there? 5, 2. So no reflections to worry about vertically, so I'm going to be dealing with the y coordinates here. -1, 4, 0, 0, 1, 4, 3, 4, 4, 0, and 5, 4. Then I'm going to move everybody up by 1, and that'll give me the placement of the final graph. Okay, so I should end up with this set of points, and I'll double check it by plotting them to make sure that it does resemble that graph here. Okay, so this is the final graph to transform. So I'm going to be at -1, 5, which is that point. 0, 1. I'm going to be at 1, 5. I'm going to be at 3, 5. 4, 1. And 5, 5. So this should be the final graph after all those transformations. Okay. Can I just see here, how many people were able to do that? That was all 3 steps, no problem? Excellent. So with this absolute value, you would find that if this was a question on your provincial exam, that a lot of people would be groaning about it. This would be considered a difficult one if it was posted. Generally, this is a little higher, maybe just a smidge higher than normal. So if you were okay with this one, then good for you. You should find the rest of the work that you're going to do today just fine, which of course is in the homework booklet. Okay, so I'll bring up the homework for tonight.